I still remember the ringtone. It wasn't mine, it was hers. My own voicemail, leaving a warning, "Don't ever come back." And I was standing in the empty house, alone. Welcome back to the channel, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Tonight, I'm sharing 3 stories of strangers who got too close, strangers who knew us better than we knew ourselves. By the end, you'll question every knock on the door, every friend request, every normal night. Yes, story 1, the yearbook that wasn't yours. This happened the last day of sophomore year, just before summer break, May 2018. My high school was a maze of corridors and lockers, packed with over 1,500 students. To celebrate, the seniors passed around a shoebox of yearbooks in homerooms so everyone could sign. I was in Mrs. Caldwell's class when it arrived. My friends peppered the pages with jokes and doodles. Someone carved a goofy caricature of me drinking from a soda can, but the final signature, I froze. Under my photo in perfect cursive it reads, "You think you're safe, but you're already mine." No name, no smiley face, just that. I asked around, no one admitted writing it. We all passed the book along, never seeing the author's face. That evening, my friends and I crashed at Lucas's house. In the middle of a fortnight marathon, his phone buzzed. A new voicemail, me laughing and talking about secrets only a handful of people knew. But the timestamp, 7:45 a.m. Before I even left for school. Lucas played it for me. The voice was mine, but the words, horrific. "She saw everything," I said in that recording, "and she'll make you pay." I hadn't said that. It was a threat, and it was directed at me. Panicked, I called the number. No answer. But after the beep, a whisper, "You read my note." Then it clicked, the yearbook message. Whoever wrote it had hacked my phone, recorded me, and was watching me. We called the police. Their report said no signs of break-in. My phone logs were clean. My only clue was that single cryptic message. A week later, the voicemail stopped, and so did the nightmares, for a little while. Story 2, Senior Prank Invitation to Hell. Fast forward to June 2019, last day of senior year. At Crestfield University, seniors hijacked the clock tower at midnight, partying until dawn. It was legendary until this time. My roommate Jenna dared us to break into the old chemistry building and leave a dummy body in the Dean S. office, just for laughs. We snuck in with flashlights and fake blood capsules. Everything was perfect until the capsule in my hand cracked, spilling onto the floor with a hiss. Before I could react, a figure in a lab coat appeared at the end of the hallway. Tall, silent, but I saw the signature smudge on his lab coat of fresh crimson. Jenna froze. I whispered, "It's security." But he didn't move. Instead, he spoke in a familiar voice, hers. It was Mitra, an ex-friend expelled the semester before for something no one wanted to talk about. She'd been in our Chem 2 class, always scribbling in a little black notebook. We lost touch after she was gone, but her name still haunted the hallways. She stared at us, voice low and cold. "You took everything from me, now you'll feel what I felt." She lunged. Jenna and I bolted, but the corridors twisted. Every door led to another empty hallway. The building seemed alive, groaning under flickering lights. We could hear footsteps, her footsteps, following just out of reach. We burst outside into the courtyard. Breathless, we looked back. The chemistry building's windows were dark, as if no one had been inside. No security guard, no Mitra, just shadow. Weeks later, I found a page torn from a lab notebook in my backpack. In shaky handwriting, Chapter 3, Anatomy of Revenge. Signed, Mitra. She never resurfaced, but every night I dream of that lab coat and her notebook waiting to bleed on my desk. Yet Story 3, The Classroom After Hours. In September 2017, my middle school started a new club, Lights Out Film Club. Once a month, select students stayed after hours to watch classic horror flicks in a locked classroom. Teachers supervised until they didn't. I was handpicked, along with 4 others, to preview an unreleased indie horror. We arrived at 6 p.m., the lights dimmed, projector flickered on. Everything felt off, like the desks had been rearranged to face the door instead of the screen. Halfway through the movie, the door clicked shut. Our chaperone, Mr. Hawthorne, was gone. I joked he left for popcorn, but my words rang hollow. The projector cut out. In the eerie blue glow, the film resumed, but it wasn't the same movie. On screen, we saw ourselves sitting in those seats. The camera angle was our room's back corner, where we were now. Then the lens panned to the window, and through it, someone inside smiled. A young boy in a school uniform I didn't recognize. He stared directly at the camera, then looked up, straight at us. No words, but he mouthed, "Join us." The door handle rattled, a soft scraping from the vents. Panic set in. We tried the door, locked. We yelled for Mr. Hawthorne, silence. After what felt like hours, the lights snapped on. The door unlocked. Mr. Hawthorne looked at us blankly, as if just waking. "Sorry, phone ran out of battery. You guys okay?" We spilled out into the hallway. We told him what happened. He shook his head, bewildered. Database showed no lights out screenings scheduled. He didn't know the boy. He'd never heard of Lights Out Film Club. When I got home, my dad showed me a news clipping. A student had drowned in the old school well back in 1965. His uniform was identical. His name, Jason Greer, last seen in that very classroom. So what do these stories share? A message in the yearbook, a laboratory turned hunting ground, a phantom film club. All reminders that sometimes the people who shouldn't be near us are already watching. If you ever get a voicemail you didn't expect, if a prank draws out a stranger's wrath, or if you see your face on a screen that shouldn't exist, run. Like and subscribe for more, unless you're already on their list.